Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt and I do like video games, and if you're a Halo fan like me, then in today's video I've got some good news, some would say great news, and I've also got some absolutely devastating news. So let's get right into it. So I am somebody who has always kind of felt that Halo Infinite should have been delayed into holiday season 2022. Now on the other end of that spectrum, I'm also somebody who understands why Microsoft wouldn't delay Halo Infinite a second time, because they want it in people's hands as fast as possible. It is their biggest IP. And if you're a Halo fan like me, then today's news is a bit bittersweet. And in fact, I would say that it's a bit more bitter than it is sweet, because we've got some news directly from 343 Industries on a winter update that is set to be releasing this November 8th. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit you with this good news first, and then I'm going to hit you with the bad news, and then we're going to have a little bit of an honest discussion about Halo. So the good news is that with this winter update on November 8th, 2022, Halo Infinite will finally be receiving its Forge mode. And that is absolutely huge for a lot of reasons. I think that most people would agree that the biggest problem with Halo Infinite right now is the lack of regular content. And with Forge, you have something that will put the tools in the hands of the community to help begin to at least alleviate that problem. You'll start seeing maps and modes that are so good and so creative that they're actually rotated into the game's matchmaking system. And this has always been the case in Halo's history. You look all the way back to the very first Forge with Halo 3. You look at something like Griffball. It was so good, and it was made by a community member, but it was put right into matchmaking because fans loved it. And let's face it, 343 has a lot on their plate right now with Halo Infinite. They've got tons of work to do to fix Halo Infinite. So any help that they can get from the community, whether it's maps being made, whether it's modes being made, this is something that only stands to help 343 and Halo as a whole. And before we get to the bad news, we've got some more good news here, so bear with me. With this winter update, we will also see the full rollout of Halo Infinite's online co-op campaign. And that's something that I've been excited about for a while, something that I know my friends have been excited about for a while. People in the Halo community are excited about this, so that is great news. Up to 4-player online co-op with your buddies in Halo Infinite's campaign is going to be fantastic. And now that I got you all buttered up, I think it's about time that I drop this bad news on you. Because we've also got the news today that split-screen co-op, something that has been a staple in Halo ever since the franchise's inception, is not making its way to Halo Infinite. In a statement from 343, it reads, "In order to improve and accelerate ongoing live service development and to better address player feedback and quality of life updates, we have reallocated studio resources and are no longer working on local campaign split-screen co-op." Now, before I say what I'm about to say about 343 Industries, I want to say this up front. This is unacceptable, and it's unacceptable for a lot of reasons, the biggest of which being that we are coming off of Halo 5's release. Halo 5 released with no campaign co-op, split-screen campaign co-op, and it also never got split-screen campaign co-op. Also, before I speak on 343 Industries, I will also say that I think a lot of this is on Microsoft as a company. Because like I said at the beginning of the video, Halo Infinite should have been delayed until at least this upcoming holiday season. Because at the end of the day, it isn't up to 343 when this game ships, it's up to Microsoft. And Microsoft told them, give us what you have holiday 2021, give us everything you've got, and they did, and it did not live up to what the community wanted. That's not to say that Halo Infinite is a bad game. I made a review on Halo Infinite. I love the campaign of this game. This is the best campaign that 343 has done to date. It's one of my favorite campaigns in all of Halo history in general. And also the multiplayer is pretty damn awesome too. I mean, you've got this classic Halo movement blended with this new modern FPS movement, and it works really well. They managed to please both sides of the community that prefers the classic gameplay, the community that wants the new gameplay. They've managed to blend that almost seamlessly, and they did all that while nailing the shooting, while nailing the combat mechanics, while nailing the grapple hook, while bringing back equipment in general. So let me just get into what I really want to say about 343, because I think there's quite a bit to say. With all this bad news and with all the community outrage about the lack of content in Halo Infinite, do I think that 343 is a bad studio? Absolutely not. I don't think 343 is a bad studio. I think they're a very talented studio that is just simply undermanned to be working on a franchise as big as Halo. I think that 343 Industries is a studio that was put very far behind the 8 ball because Microsoft forced them to put out a product that they knew was not ready way before it should have been released. And like I said earlier in the video, I understand why Microsoft wanted it out. I get it's their biggest IP, they want it out for the holiday season, it's a big push for their console sales, I understand the business end of it. But at the end of the day, there's no way that anybody on Earth knew more than 343 Industries that Halo Infinite was not ready to be released. But the game was not delayed, and we just find ourselves in the position we're in now where we have to wait for 343's update in November just to have the game in the state that it should have launched in, minus the fact that there won't be any split-screen co-op. And to be clear, I'm not trying to absolve 343 of any role that they might have played in this mess that is Halo Infinite right now. Because realistically, we shouldn't have to wait months on end for updates to a roadmap on a live service game. That's unacceptable. But at the end of the day, I just find it hard to pin all of the blame on 343 Industries as a studio when it was Microsoft's decision to put this game out way before it should have ever seen the light of day. But before I end this video, there is one more thing that I want to address, and it's something that I've seen online a lot, and especially today, but it's something that I've seen going all the way back to when Microsoft announced the delay for Halo Infinite way back in 2020. And especially after Microsoft acquired Bethesda when they got id Software, Machine Games, and all of those studios. I see people say that, 343 shouldn't be on Halo. It should go to another studio like id Software, Machine Games. I mean, now the Activision's in the fold, or at least, they could be in the fold once this deal goes through. You got Infinity Ward, you got Sledgehammer Games, you've got Treyarch. And what I'm about to say is no shade to any of those developers. I love those developers. With the exception of Treyarch and Sledgehammer, I can kind of take them or leave them. I mean, I'm more of an Infinity Ward person myself, but there is no possible way that I want any of those developers working on a mainline Halo story. If they want to do a spinoff, that would be fantastic. But I don't think that id Games can create a front-to-back Halo story. Same with Machine Games, same with Infinity Ward, same with Treyarch, and same with Sledgehammer. I just don't think they can do that. I think at the end of the day, Microsoft's kind of put themselves in a corner where the only studio that can make a comprehensive Halo story is the studio that has Halo right now, and that's 343 Industries. But I'm interested to know what you guys think about this. What are your thoughts on all this news today? I mean, we got some good news, like I started the video out with The Forge and the online campaign co-op, but this bad news of no split-screen co-op for Halo Infinite is pretty damn devastating. So go ahead and leave your thoughts below in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about all this. Leave a like if you liked the video, and please remember to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell if you're enjoying the content and want to stay up to date on all my latest videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.